I guess was the epitome of achievement for me. I rode this thoroughbred for an hour and a half. This thing was 7 feet tall. I kid you not. They said it was 19 and a half spans, which is about 84 inches. So it kind of give you an idea. And after I got off, they told me, they says, congratulations. I said, for what? They said, you have just ridden the great-grandson of Seattle Slew, the Triple Crown winner.
Wow.
So that was, that was my claim to fame for 5 minutes. But I want to tell you, I traded for a horse one time. Now, he wouldn't win no beauty prize. He was just a great big long-eared blue and roan gelding. Not too much for weight and size. You see, I had to make some tough old circles, and this trader guaranteed that this horse could show me lots of country and not require too much rest or feed. He said, now this ain't no kid's horse, but he'll pack you up the creek. He will buck up on occasion, and he has been known to kick. And I wouldn't trade him to just anyone without remorse. But if you're a sure enough cattle puncher, then mister, he's your kind of horse. Well, I stepped up on that horse next morning, and he began to buck and brawl. That trader may hadn't lied none, but he hadn't told at all. 'Cause this horse sure showed me some country where he throwed that equine fit. And I almost ran out of handholds by the time he finally quit. And that just seemed to be a pattern. And things never ever changed. Although I showed him lots of country, every corner of my range, this horse just always knew how to keep me sitting tight. And I knowed I'd make at least 3 bronc rides before he packed me home at night. And that'd have been okay with other horses that I knowed, but this pony had my number, and I just barely get him rode. And the thing that most concerned me and put a damper on my pride is he was learning to buck faster than I was learning how to ride. Well, I get back into camp one evening. It's getting pretty late when I see this gray horse in the trail, and there's a saddle at the gate. I looked this gray horse over, and I really liked what I seen. And then this kid shows up from around the barn. He must have been 16. He said he landed his horse that morning coming down off Granite's grade, and he was wondering if I had a horse I'd maybe like to trade. He said he didn't have time to stop and rest or let his pony heal, and as beggars can't be choosers, he'd make most any kind of deal. Now, when a fella's trading horses, almost anything's fair. So I traded my horse for his then and there. But then my conscience got to hurting when I thought of what I did, trading a rodeo ride like that off to a little wet-nosed kid. So next morning after breakfast, well, I tell him, listen lad, if you want to know the truth, that trade you made was bad. You see, that horse is a tough one, as bad as anyone you'll see. He'll fight you, bite you, kick you. He's a sorry SOB. That horse bucks hard and often, and if you want it straight, I think you'd be mighty lucky just to ride him past the gate. Geez, sir, I said last night I'd make most any kind of trade, but I sure appreciate you telling me the bad mistake I made. But my pappy taught me, once you've traded, it doesn't matter how you feel. Even if you took a whipping, well, a deal is still a deal. You say that horse has lots of travel left and he's not too bad for speed. Well, sir, I'm kind of in a tight, and that's exactly what I need. I traded for him fair and square, and blame his blue roan hide. When I pull out of here this morning, that's the horse I'm gonna ride. He finished cinching up his saddle, and he pulled his hat way down. He stepped up into the rigging like he was headed straight for town. He stuck both spurs into those front shoulders and really got the horsehair flying. Then threw his head straight back and screamed just like a hungry mountain lion. Now, I've heard lots of stories about the Bucking Horse Ballet, and I've heard of poetry in motion, but the ride I saw that day, why, it plumb defies description, even though I still see it plain. It was almost in slow motion, and it's branded in my brain. I don't know if I can explain it better, and even if I tried, the one thing I can say for certain is by the saints that kid could ride. Why, he sat up on that horse plumly relaxed, like he was sitting home in bed, and for every jump that pony made, this kid was half a jump ahead. And when it was finally over, I knew I had learned a few things still. And I said, "Kid, I am awfully sorry that I misjudged your riding skill." He says, "Shucks, that's okay, mister," as he headed on his way. "But if you think this horse can buck, don't put your saddle on that gray."